Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we react to RWBY Volume 1, Chapter 6, The Emerald Forest, Part 1. As with the other RWBY reaction videos, this will not be in my typical Let's Watch format that you would see with Let's Watch Death Battle or Let's Watch Sword Art Online Abridged. What this will be is just me. If you want to see the actual RWBY episode that I'm reacting to, you're going to have to open that in another window, in another tab, or download it and open it in Windows Media Player or VLC or whatever media player you use. And I will provide a time code running in the corner so you can match up your time with mine and actually be synchronized with me. But yes, you're going to have to put forth that effort yourself because I have not yet received permission from Rooster Teeth to actually include their videos in mine. So yeah, if you happen to be a Rooster Teeth member with the authority to grant me permission, please send me a message here, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can reach me. I would be happy to discuss with you. So, here we are, this new chapter, The Emerald Forest. My biggest complaint about the series so far is how short the episodes are. And not just how short they are, but how they don't really further all that much, you know, like, not enough happens to constitute an entire episode, in my opinion. You either get like a few character introductions, a little bit of interaction, but not necessarily development. It's really just all introduction so far, and then the slightest bit of plot progression. But as soon as we're given something, we're moved on to something else, or the episode abruptly ends, and so we don't really get a full like realization of what is actually, I don't know. Like in the last episode, it ended with a dark beast coming out. I don't know what they're called, so I'm calling him a dark beast. Coming out toward Weiss, and RWBY had run off or something, so Weiss is for now alone. And what should have happened there was it continued. It should have just continued from that point, but no, the last episode was like 4 minutes and 32 seconds long, and it just ended right when something was about to happen, because until that point, we just see people land in the forest, a couple little conversations, and then the credits. And that is not an episode. That is not an entire chapter, and it just shouldn't be. And so this one, it's going to start, I assume, pretty much right where we left off with, you know, a battle against the Dark Beasts. Because there were a few sets of eyes, and we only saw one emerge, but I assume RWBY's gonna rush back, she and Weiss are gonna fight, or maybe they'll run, I don't know. Point is, the action is going to continue right where it left off, and it should have just continued in the last episode. But yes, that's what we should expect from this episode. If you would like to, you know, again, open the video and actually watch as I watch, then make sure to click here. This will take you to the video that I actually used. It's on Rooster Teeth's YouTube channel in the RWBY playlist. You can also find the link in the description to that particular playlist. So, you know, if you would rather do that instead, you could. Or you can just click this handy dandy annotation that'll take you right to the specific video. Oh yeah, I'm helpful. But yes, with that, let's get to watching. The best way to be synchronized with me is to press play when I say play, because that's what I do for myself to sync it in the videos. So, play. And as always, I will not skip the intro so as not to mess up the synchronization that you and I have just created. Now, I know I mention this every time, and you're probably annoyed with hearing it. I'm tired of saying it myself, but, you know, I feel like it's appropriate, especially if people haven't watched my other videos, then, you know, this will be their first time hearing it, so, yeah. Maybe next time I'll actually, like, really pay attention to the intro, and I could talk about that, instead of just how I'm going to sit through it. Anyway, here we are, Emerald Forest, Part 1, Chapter 6, Volume 1, RWBY. I, like, worked my way up there, you know? So it didn't start right off with the Dark Beast and Weiss. Not saying that makes the ending where Chapter 5 ended better, but just not what I expected exactly. Does RWBY sound like that, Yang? Nope. One of the reasons Yang, I imagine, will be my favorite character is because I like hand-to-hand combat. So her actually just using those gauntlets is really cool for me. Oh no, there was something about that in Death Battle. I don't remember if it's just an obsession with her hair, or if it actually gives her power. I just know she doesn't like it, or like people messing with it. What's kind of fun about that part, though, is I'm pretty sure Yang is based on Goldilocks, and those were all bear-like creatures. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Yeah. Video. That's not good. That's not good. She is not focusing on muscle memory at all. Like, she's not working for muscle memory. She has it all planned. She has work to do. Out of turn. Here we go, guys. Fire! Fire hot! That's reasonable. She is very pompous and jerky. Feather. Important. I knew that was gonna happen. You know, so she's walking around with her weapons out. He still has his sheathed. Thank you for this exposition. It's a Snake! Wait, go back to that. I want to see more of that fight. Ah, Grimm. Like Grimm's fairy tales. How does he hold those in his sleeves? Is that different? Oh, kind of a yin and yang thing. So, yeah, that is how in chapter 1. Ah! Ew, that was gruesome. But yeah, chapter 1, how she deflected Ruby's sniper bolts. This got romantic. It kind of creepy when she did that. I don't want my soul released. You can unlock people's auras using your own aura? Okay. Oh, alright, sure. Interesting. And everyone has a different aura, right? Or like effect to it? Ah, okay. And it's almost over. This episode was I find it important at this point to note how long the episodes are. So this episode was 7 minutes and 14 seconds long, counting the ending credits and the opening little intro cutscene, you know? This episode, again, was, you know, like the last one, it was better than some of the others have been, in the sense that it actually did show us a little bit more of the plot while also explaining some of the world, even if the exposition was a little bit forced in some areas. But I guess you can say a character like Jean probably, you know, with his goofiness and everything, probably wouldn't be the most knowledgeable. And so, yeah, I think there could have been better ways of demonstrating some of that, like them reading books or being in a class, but I guess they go through initiation before ever actually learning anything in that school, because I guess it's kind of like this high school sort of thing, if I'm to come up with some sort of equivalent. But yeah, so the episode was, again, too short for my taste, as all of these short episodes always will be, I'm pretty sure. But it was nice to hear a little bit more about the auras and everything. And even though I get annoyed, okay, so I'm an English major, but I don't indulge in a lot of English major things. Like, I'm kind of an outcast among English majors because I don't love how everyone's like, oh, there's metaphor in everything, you just have to look like, you know, just everything is symbolic, but it's also objective, where if you take something else from it, or even if you just say it's just a thing, you know, people are like, that's not true, you're stupid, you know? I use an old man's voice because of how old that gets. Aha! No, not really, but you know what I mean? And so, even with that though, even with my kind of distaste for the metaphorical kind of stuff, it was nice to see how, as she's explaining the aura and how there's good and bad in each of us, and you know, we kind of have to just learn about that sort of thing and be aware of it. We see, you know, the snake that Cool Dude is fighting. I don't know his name, so he's just Cool Dude for now because I like him so far. You know, it splits. Initially it was black, but then you see there's also white. And you know, again, the yin-yang kind of thing, where it's like not everything is purely good or purely evil. There's some of both in everyone and everything kind of deal. So it was a nice, you know, like kind of juxtaposition having that fight as she's talking about that particular subject. And I do believe that was very much so on purpose. So while I did like the content of this episode, the issue for me was that it was also lacking in content. While I appreciated what was there, as is my complaint for like all of them so far, I just wanted there to be more. There should have been more. Each episode shouldn't be about introducing one or two characters or one or two concepts, you know, in like explanation form. Like, no, we should actually get to see a full episode, you know, with the arc and everything. And so far, it just hasn't been that way. So it's unfortunate for me. I don't know. I can't yet consider this an anime because it lacks in that kind of structure. So I can't personally call it that yet at this point, you know? Right now, I can call it an animated series. Like, I have no qualms calling it that, but calling it an anime for me, you know, first it was a stretch just because of the style, but I know that there are others with different styles kind of like that. It's mostly just the fact that it doesn't follow specific, like, structures or formulas, and, yeah. Just the length of it, no, I just can't. I can't bring myself to yet, so I'm really looking forward to the time where the episodes are actually of episode, I was about to say episodic, but you know, episode length, and that they just work more cohesively together. I'm really gonna appreciate that when that finally comes around, because by that point, I don't think I'll have a lot to complain about, because I really am enjoying the series so far. I just want more of it done better, with better execution and everything. So yes, if you would like to see my reaction to part 2 of the Emerald Forest, click right here, or go to my RWBY Reactions playlist, where hopefully I will have them in the right order. And you can see that I'm posting it the same day, so wow, I'm awesome! And yeah, I will see you guys there. So with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!